Hi, I'm Elaine Simpson, President of Occupancy Solutions. This is your Multifamily Minute, where we discuss tips, tactics, insights, and solutions for navigating the multifamily industry. Today we're going to talk about industry jargon. It's about how we say it and what we say to our residents and our prospects to make them feel like they're part of something, to invite them to live at our community. So I'm going to give you some of the words that we use in our industry that aren't so customer friendly, that every time I hear I just kind of shake and get disgusted. So instead of using the word tenant, how many of you guys use that word? You have tenants, right? Tenant has a negative connotation. So please use the word resident or neighbor because it makes them feel like they're part of something instead of a tenant. Now, do you use the word complex, property, or site? I encourage you to use words like community, neighborhood. That's where people want to live, not on property. We're employees of properties and we don't even want to live on property. So let's talk about living in a community or neighborhood. How many of you take work orders? Well, what good is a work order? We really want to provide service to our residents. So calling it a service request is a much friendlier, inviting phrase to use. Some of the old things like rental agent should be replaced with leasing specialist or consultant. Landlord, now some of you may not remember the old show Three's Company, but do you remember Mr. Roper, the landlord? He was a very negative kind of person. So we want to replace that with either owner or manager or management agent. How many of you have a maintenance guy or a maintenance dude or someone that does maintenance and we don't even have a title for him? So why not use maintenance tech, maintenance supervisor, maintenance specialist? Some of you probably have a waiting list out there. And when you think of a waiting list, what are we doing? We're waiting. So, actually one of my students taught this to me years ago and suggested that we call it a priority waiting list. It makes people feel special, makes them want to be on it, because otherwise you're just waiting. So make it a priority waiting list, or a priority reservation list, or a preferred reservation list. Any one of those would be great, but it makes people feel special to be on it. One of my favorite ones is a lease expiration. What other word could we call it? What could we call it if it's not a lease expiration? How about anniversary or anniversary date? People don't break up with, well, my ex did. No, I'm just kidding, he really didn't. But most people don't break up with people on anniversaries. They want to think about the future. And when we talk about anniversary, they're thinking next year, not last year. And lastly, instead of using the word unit, which is really a form of measurement, and nobody really wants to live in a unit, why not change it to home, apartment, townhome, any one of those to make it more inviting? Just switching up your words slightly will change the impact that you have on your prospects and residents. So I encourage you to take some of these examples and apply them at work today.